This one's really clever. If you're eating plants because that's where animals get their energy, then why not eat only soil and live off sunlight and water? That's where the plants get their energy from. If you're eating animals which get their nutrients from the plants, why not just eat the plants? You are not herbivores. Eat like my grass-feed cow if you are a herbivore. You are delusional, you are omnivore, not a herbivore. So, my friend, there you're making the mistake of confusing ruminants, a subset of herbivores, with all herbivores. Although many of us choose to eat animals, that's called facultative omnivorism. Obligate omnivores must eat animals in order to survive. The fact that the less animal products we eat and the more whole plant foods we eat, the longer and better that we live, proves that we're not obligate omnivores. You'd be better off eating whole plant foods. You might want to do a bit more research, son. So I did a comedy video about my extreme aging as a vegan. This person saying maybe you were able to spell aging before you went vegan. Well, you're using the American spelling of aging. I'm British, so I'm using the British spelling. If you want to cheek somebody and make them out to look like an idiot, perhaps you want to check what nationality they are, you know, if there's a difference in the spelling, or you ended up looking like the idiot. Are you really twice the size of Sverige? He looks massive. Should have gone to Specsavers. Please tell me what a bunch of murdered plants provides that the murdered corpse of an animal doesn't. And what's the difference again? My friend, if you don't know the difference between killing an animal and chopping up a carrot, you are not going to be cat sitting for me anytime soon. When I see a bunch of mourners desperately crying over a recently mown lawn, I'll start to think about it a bit more. Nutrients that plants provide but animals don't. Fibre, number one. And then, according to scientists, at the rate we're discovering them, about 100,000 phytonutrients. Next! Oh God, this again. Plant foods have no cholesterol. Low cholesterol has been linked to depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, so have fun with that. There are also 25 vitamins and minerals by my count that vegans do not get adequate amounts of. Hey, but I'm no vegan doctor. Well, lucky for you, I'm a certified nutritionist. You're completely right, there is no cholesterol in plants. Luckily, we, like the animals you eat, make all the cholesterol we need from plant precursors. Were this not the case, there'd be a lot less vegans walking around because cholesterol is a constituent of every cell wall in our body. We synthesize all the cholesterol we need from acetyl coenzyme A, but no extra. So we're not likely to develop heart disease, which kills every third Westerner and affects every other. I could tell you of about 15 ways in which animal products raise your risk for depression and anxiety, and whole plant foods lower the risk, e.g. the putrefaction of animal protein residues in the colon, producing the toxins putrescine, cadaverine, and cresol, all of which are found to contribute towards depression and anxiety disorders. And then with the whole plant foods, many of them lower on monoamine oxidase, the enzyme that gobbles up free, serotonin, dopamine, the monoamines. And so we have more free monoamines with which to feel amazing. There are 0 essential nutrients in dead flesh that we can't source elsewhere. You stay vegan, good for you. I'll continue to eat the diet my ancestors ate for tens of thousands of years. In years to come, we could look back and say our ancestors ate mostly junk food. Not a very good premise for an argument, is it? We used to live in such a hostile environment, most people succumbing to infection, that we wouldn't have been living long enough to fall foul of the heart disease, which we enjoy nowadays. It affects every other person, will kill 1 in 3. They may just have been around long enough to start getting the erectile dysfunction, which affects 40% of men over age 40. So if that comes to you, enjoy that. So in a recent video, I put down a challenge to all the carnivores and ex-vegans. And I said, if you can name me the essential nutrient that we can only source from dead bodies, I'll go back to eating animals. It's a pretty safe bet because there is none, but they're a bit daft, so they don't really get it. So this person has said, with this video, you just dig yourself further into the hole. Good luck getting out. The other side is always ready for you. And then he goes on to say, LOL, you're man. Just got to the part where you said you'll quit tomorrow if we name other nutrients than cholesterol. If I'm so why haven't you put any nutrients? Let me say this one more time, because a lot of you carnivore eaters are very, very slow. Virtually every single essential nutrient either comes directly from plants, or the animal, such as the human animal, makes the essential nutrient from plant precursors. What we call vitamin D, actually a hormone that we make from the action of the sun with our cholesterol. The D3 version is identical to the 1,2,5-dihydroxycalciferol that we manufacture. So no need to worry about that. And B12 is the byproduct of bacteria. The B12 that you get from an animal is from the supplement they were given. So why not just take the supplement yourself and avoid all the unnecessary trans fat, sat fat, cholesterol, list of negatives as long as my arm. Vitamin K2, bacteria in various organs in the human body manufacture from the vitamin K1, which is in vast amounts in all the produce we eat. And although we are low converters of things like the carotenoids into vitamin A or retinol, well, so are the animals that you're eating to get the preformed vitamin A. We get so much of it, it's an irrelevance. My blood's all tested top of range for all nutrients. My B12 was the only thing out of range that was slightly over, and it's water soluble, so it's irrelevant. Come on, people. If we were missing essential nutrients, don't you think that many of us would be dead now? I've got a friend that's been vegan his whole life. He's in his 60s. He's built like a brick outhouse that could snap you carnivore eaters in half. Give it time, man. You'll look back.
I've got a friend that's been vegan his whole life. He's in his 60s.
I look back all the time. For example, the average person being vegan for 8 years, such as myself, saves around 2,920 animals, 12,264,000 litres of water, 59,568 kilos of grain, 26,572 kilos of CO2 equivalent, and 8,176 square metres of rainforest. Now multiply that up by the amount of people that I've inspired to go vegan. Imagine what these numbers will be like by the time that I die. What will be your legacy? I hope that you accomplish more than just the odd criticism of people. It's human nature to harm animals, dumb Yeah, if you're a psychopath. So again, in response to the video where I said, find me a nutrient that we can only get from animal products, despite everything, I'm going to find something that I am missing and eat those animals, god damn it. Isabel, a female. I'm a big hairy ex-doorman, and I get it. Where is your compassion, hun? This message is obviously aimed at causing negative emotions in your fellow human. Why do you react like that? Have you ever stopped to think? I imagine that you are a good person, but by me thriving without hurting animals, is calling into question your core beliefs about yourself and that you're a good person and you wouldn't harm animals unnecessarily. Comment down below, tell me what you think. So this was left in response to my recent video about Tim Sheaf saying that he's going to kill an animal.
Thou shalt not leave the cult.
Cults sacrifice animals. So who's the one in the cult? IGF-1 cannot be gotten from a vegan diet. My friend, our liver makes all the IGF-1 we need from growth hormone and insulin. It makes all we need, but no extra. The more IGF-1 you have in your system, the more likely you're going to develop cancer and accelerate its growth. Comedy from a sneak meat eater. Funny. We can smell the stench, hench. Oh, bless him, he can do a little rhyme. The stench that comes from a meat eater's rear end is called hydrogen sulfide, or rotten egg gas. It causes colon cancer. I'm not really down with that. Didn't a baby die not long ago as a result from the parents feeding it a vegan diet? The Academy of Dietetics and Nutrition and the British Dietetics Association both say that anybody can thrive on a vegan diet at any stage of life. If a baby did die from not eating animal products, it's because they weren't given adequate nutrition from plant foods. Every year, thousands of omnivorous parents have their baby taken from them by the authorities for maltreatment. That doesn't sell newspapers though, and it doesn't fit your agenda of trying to feel okay about hurting animals. This one's really clever. If you're eating plants because that's where animals get their energy, then why not eat only soil and live off sunlight and water? That's where the plants get their energy from. The reason I don't do that, is because I'm an animal. Yes, humans are a type of animal. Animals eat plants. Hello? If you're eating animals which get their nutrients from the plants, why not just eat the plants? Well, I'll tell you what YouTube says is you'll like this video, so I suggest you click on it. Come on, got all bloody day.